Mark chapter 8. In those days the multitude being very great, and not having what they may eat, Jesus, having called near his disciples, says to them, I have compassion on the multitude, because now 3 days they continue with me, and they have not what they may eat. And if I will let them away fasting to their home, they will faint in the way, for certain of them are come from far. And his disciples answered him, From where will anyone be able to feed these here in a wilderness with bread? And he was questioning them, How many loaves do you have? And they said, 7. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground, and, having taken the 7 loaves, having given thanks, he broke, and was giving to his disciples, that they may set before them. And they set before the multitude. And they had a few small fishes, and having blessed, he said to set them also before them. And they ate, and were filled. And they took up that which was over of broken pieces, 7 baskets. And those eating were about 4,000. And he led them away. And immediately, having entered into the boat with his disciples, he came to the parts of Dalmanutha. And the Pharisees came forth, and began to dispute with him, seeking from him a sign from heaven, tempting him. And having sighed deeply in his spirit, he says, Why does this generation seek after a sign? Truly I say to you, no sign will be given to this generation. And having left them, having entered again into the boat, he went away to the other side. And they forgot to take loaves, and except 1 loaf, they had nothing with them in the boat. And he was charging them, saying, Take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, and of the leaven of Herod. And they were reasoning with one another, saying, Because we have no loaves. And Jesus, having known, says to them, Why do you reason, because you have no loaves? Do you not yet perceive, nor understand? Yet have you hardened your heart? Having eyes, do you not see? And having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember? When I broke the 5 loaves to the 5,000, how many handbaskets full of broken pieces did you take up? They say to him, 12. And when the 7 to the 4,000, how many handbaskets full of broken pieces did you take up? And they said, 7. And he said to them, How do you not understand? And he comes to Bethsaida, and they bring to him one blind, and call on him, that he may touch him. And having taken the hand of the blind man, he led him forth outside the village, and having spit on his eyes, having put his hands on him, he was questioning him if he beholds anything. And he, having looked up, said, I behold men, as I see trees, walking. Afterward again he put his hands on his eyes, and made him look up, and he was restored, and discerned all things clearly. And he sent him away to his house, saying, Neither may you go into the village, nor tell it to any in the village. And Jesus went forth and his disciples into the villages of Caesarea Philippi. And in the way he was questioning his disciples, saying to them, Who do men say I am? And they answered, John the Immerser, and others Elijah, but others one of the prophets. And he says to them, And you, who do you say I am? And Peter answering says to him, You are the Christ. And he strictly charged them that they may tell no one about it, and began to teach them that it is necessary for the Son of Man to suffer many things, and to be rejected by the elders and chief priests and scribes, and to be killed, and to rise again after 3 days. And openly he was speaking the word. And Peter, having taken him aside, began to rebuke him. And he, having turned, and having looked on his disciples, rebuked Peter, saying, Get behind me, Satan, because you do not mind the things of God, but the things of men. And having called near the multitude with his disciples, he said to them, Whoever wills to come after me, let him disown himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever may will to save his life will lose it, and whoever may lose his life for my sake and for the good news' sake, he will save it. For what will it profit a man if he may gain the whole world and forfeit his life? Or what will a man give as an exchange for his life? For whoever may be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will also be ashamed of him when he may come into the glory of his Father with the holy messengers.